Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, guys, we are up here really early this morning simply because we've got a lot going on today. Matter of fact, I still got a little bit of sleep in there. But hey, listen, today is the Rose Parade here in the beautiful metropolis of Tyler, Texas. This is the rose capital of the world, and today we are having the Rose Parade. I happen to be one of the MCs for that amazing episode, for that amazing event that we're going to be having, and we're trying to get this episode knocked out so that we can go ahead and head over there, get our parking, get set up, and get situated. I believe it starts at 9 o'clock, but we try to get there about 7-ish. So we're up here bright and early, guys. This is episode number 11 of Something to Smile About. Got my volunteer shirt on, parade volunteer. Got my parade volunteer shirt on. We're gonna be out there, guys. But today, before all of that, guys, we're gonna be giving you something to smile about on this wonderful, cold, nippy Saturday, and it's all taken out of this book right here by a legendary speaker, trainer, motivator, Mr. Zig Ziglar. And this episode is about Billy Wright's success story. I mean, Billy the Kid, right? It's the bounce back kid in this one. And so imagine dying 3 times on the way to the hospital, only to wake up 4.5 months later in a coma and still coming back stronger. And so today, the bounce back kid, we're diving into this incredible story of Billy the Kid, or Billy Wright is his name, and how he built a successful business from scratch, lost everything in a near fatal accident, and still found the strength to rebuild his life. And so we're going to be ready to learn what it means to truly bounce back. Let's talk about it. Let's go into the middle of the playground and see what this is all about, because it said here, he died 3 times on the way to the hospital after a head-on collision on his motorcycle caused by a car abruptly turning into his lane. Guys, watch out for the motorcycle riders out there. I used to own one. I almost died on it. Lady didn't see me. Coming at me 55 miles an hour on the loop. And had I not been seeing it and gotten out of her way, I would have been her hood ornament. But anyway, watch out for those guys. And so I'm talking about a remarkable young man named Billy Wright, but I'm getting ahead of the story. While in college, Billy persuaded his father to sign a note for him for $125,000 so that he could buy a motorcycle dealership. After he signed the note, it occurred to him that he had no one-on-one sales experience. So he went to bookstores, bought numerous books on sales and motivation, and he studied them. What's stopping you? He decided that the best way to build a business was to build a repeat business. So he became heavily involved in relationship selling and did constant follow-up on all of his customers. And his business the first year was $250,000. After 8 years, he was doing $1.5 million a year, and roughly 80% of his sales were repeat clients, repeat sales. Things were going well, and then the accident. He was unconscious for 4.5 months, and his injuries were so severe that his doctor said that if he had been a smoker, he would not have survived. Through the 4.5 months of coma, he lost 70 pounds. The first year he was awake, he began what he calls the most important educational year of his life. His wife provided him with books and tapes, and for the next 12 months, Billy says he learned more than he had in the previous 27 years of his life. And it was the turning point for him that prepared him for what laid ahead. And the trauma and the expense were too much. He lost almost everything, including his wife, money, business, but he still had a positive attitude and the will to win. That's important right there, guys. We're fixing to break this down here in just a second. And today he's building a successful career in the automobile industry. It's true, a person who won't be beat can't be beat. Buy that idea and retain the right attitude, and guys, you're going to go a long way. Guys, it said here that your past is important, but it is not important enough to control your future. A little side note down here. He says, the husband to his wife, in the 16 years we've been married, we haven't been able to agree on any single thing. His wife simply replied, it's been 17 years. Guys, if that doesn't give you something to smile about, I don't know what will. But think about it. I mean, episode 11, this guy goes in, has an accident, in a coma, 4.5 months, loses everything, And then he goes on to build $1 million business through that life-altering accident. He able to bounce back with more determination than ever. And so let's kind of look into what caused that, right? Because when you think about it, while he was in college, he was able to persuade his dad to sign for $125,000. Now, that may not seem a lot now, but when you think about the time that the book was written, it was probably a pretty big deal. Had no experience, but that Billy didn't let that stop him, right? If there's a bookstore close by right now in this time frame, I tell people all the time, we're drowning in resources. You don't know something, you can figure it out really fast. What we're starving for is wisdom. And so he was able to find the information, get the wisdom, get the information, get it all going. And so his efforts did pay off. Again, remember, it's $250,000 the first year, which that's still pretty good money nowadays. In 8 years, he was making $1.5 million annually. 80% of his business was coming from repeat business because that's what he started to do. And so then the accident happened, and all of a sudden he's out for 4.5 months, loses 70 pounds. I could lose 70 pounds. I don't want to be in a coma to do it, though. But and the doctor said, had he not been in good physical shape, that's what I need to work on, he wouldn't have survived that accident. Lord willing, no major accidents happened to me today. But he woke up in a world that had changed, right? A lot happens in 4.5 months. You know, Susie, one of our realtor referral partners, she put on social media yesterday or the day before how where did October go? First thing we realized, it's October 1st, then it's October 16th. And it's just like that. You know, Christmas will probably be here in a couple hours. Just kidding. But when you think about Billy's resolve, his resolution, his attitude, right? It remained strong. Instead of giving up, he used that year that he was on his back, that he was laid up, to be an educational year, reading, listening to tapes. You know, we could be watching videos. We could be listening to podcasts, something that's going to help us be more, do more, and have more. And so probably the one lesson that we can take away from Billy is that attitude is everything. It really is, guys. Attitude is everything. And so, you know, despite losing everything, his health, his business, his marriage, he never lost sight of his positive attitude. And he knew that he was the person that was responsible for that success. And so he refused to be beat. And remember, we read about it. If you refuse to get beat, you can't be beat. Winston Churchill said it this way. We quoted it this past week. Success is not final and failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. And so think about the setback in your life. And how can you shift your mindset and your attitude to change the way you approach that challenge? And so are you willing? Are you willing to stay in the fight? Are you willing to hold on? Are you willing to keep going no matter what? I mean, I don't know. Are you? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. The sun's starting to come up. Nah, actually, it's still dark. That was a street light. I was like, oh my. Anyway, so let's look at this. So he kept learning and kept growing. Billy's commitment to growth was something that he did not stop. Even after waking up in a coma, he used that time to educate himself, focusing on learning. And during one of the hardest times of his life, he allowed him to have the mindset to bounce back stronger than ever. That's why Mr. Ziglar, your aptitude is going to determine your altitude, how high you go in life. And so in times of hardship, choose to grow. Choose to grow. You can learn during your struggles, and that's going to prepare you for what's ahead. You're kind of you're anticipating, right? You're not expecting tough times, but you're prepared for them. And so as we recap and wrap this thing up so we can get out of here, Billy's journey reminds us that no matter how tough things get in our life, it's our mindset and our attitude and commitment to growth that's going to determine whether we bounce back or not. I mean, he lost everything, but used that power. We talked about this yesterday on Faith Your Fears Friday. He used that as fuel, right? To power his mindset and to build a new life and a career. And so remember, all you cool kids out, early birds, crazy people, those of you watching this on the replay, it's all cool. It's all good. No big deal. If you refuse to give up, nothing can stop you. I was talking to a new agent on Thursday at a networking event that we went to, and we were talking about how if you want to learn, no one can stop you. If you don't, not even God can help you, guys. And so you have to be willing to keep growing, keep going, keep learning, keep evolving, keep believing in yourself, no matter how hard life gets. It's going to get tough. It's going to be difficult. And so, one of those things that you're going to have to do is to make sure that you just have that tenacity, dog with the bone grit, right? The mindset is this: no matter what life throws at you, your attitude and your willpower is going to determine whether you succeed or you fail. That's it. That's the mindset. Now, the motivation behind that is this: true resilience comes from continually learning and growing, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Guys, you've got to keep, I wish life was easy, but it's not. That's why I tell people all the time, hey, listen, if real estate was easy, if owning a small business was easy, everybody would be doing it. But they're not. They're out there working the 8 to 5, 8 to 4, 9 to 5. No offense against you guys working 9 to 5. I've been on commission since I was 19. A little different world, a little different mindset that you have to have than knowing that you're going to go 8. Some of you guys are going out there working 8 to 5, 9 to 5, and you're miserable. I'm out on that program. Okay, the methodology. Embrace each setback as the opportunity to learn and prepare for the next phase of your journey, guys. Remember, your joy really is in your journey. Success is not a destination; it's a journey to be enjoyed. And so your bounce back is only limited by your mindset. And so what mindset are you developing? Are you growing? Are you evolving into? And if you have that positive mindset, guys, listen, it's all but done, right? Mr. Ziglar said that a goal written down is already half accomplished. But if you've got that written down somewhere in your journal, somewhere on your mirror, when you brush your teeth, wherever you sit down to do your business, if you have to look at something, guys, look at something positive, because it's going to help you to have that mindset that no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at you, it's going to be for your good, right? Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are called according to his purpose. You have a purpose. You have a purpose before all these other people had an opinion, guys. So don't let that stop you. Let's go. All right, we got to get over to this parade thing that we got going on. We're the MC for the local Rose Parade. We're also the MC. Me, myself, and I have a co-host. He's going to be there with me tomorrow as well. And then we also do the Rotary Christmas Parade in December. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're actually finishing up a few meetings to be able to get that completed and knocked out. And guys, we're going to go have some fun on this Saturday. So hopefully you've gotten something to smile about today. Hey, share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Share this with somebody who just wants to, who needs to put a smile on their face. Remember, Mr. Ziglar said that if you see somebody without a smile, give them one of yours. It's the one thing you can give away 100% and still retain all of its benefits, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Adios, amigos.